Found it.
All right.
See,
Good call. Keep going.
Dude, Jason.
Hey guys,
Are you gonna bring
figure out
that
to make some howl,
video up?
aka Joey the Blind Panther again. And yeah, I know this call's probably not going to get played, but whatever. I'm gonna make it anyway because wow, we won. And no, this is not the end.
All right, thanks.
But yeah, I've been thinking about this quite a while, and I have long maintained this, that if we let Matt Rule go at the end of last year, and Steve Wilks was our head coach to begin the season, we would be the clear favorite to win the NFC South. We would be in the playoff picture, like not only because we
are in the playoff
favorite
picture
to win this shit show of a division, but we would have been a legit team. And like, I know that national media doesn't like the Panthers because I don't know or care because this is my team, and I love them with or without the national media's approval. But if you know football, and we had been playing like this the entire season, and we didn't look dead in the water because we had fat fool, rat mule, Nat Pool, pull a freaking sand gnats, Matt Rule. That we would have been playing.
One too many jokes.
That we would have been playing for not just to host a playoff game. We would have been playing to go all the way. I just want to know what you guys think about that because I have long since thought that. Anyway, guys.
Just goes back. Just going. Now he's getting full of himself. He's back into the well. He goes back into the well. I want you guys to remember the number is 252-228-5098. One person we have not talked about that I saw him make a pretty big splash play. Only one tackle, but you guys brought up middle linebacker. Brandon Smith was in the lineup today and made a difference, made an important tackle. And be interested in see what he does going in the future. The number is 252-228-5098. Next go.
Hey, hope everyone's well. I'm sure you are after a win that was well-deserved. Well, I shouldn't say well-deserved, but it happened, and it was good. And I don't know. I guess all I got to say is I'm proud of all of them. I think you could tell that they're playing. They were really focused. They were really trying to just get this done, and they did. The only thing I would say is at the very end, I don't know why this keeps happening, but my God, can they just hang in there with a little more gumption? And we had 3 timeouts at the end.
Fucking prize.
I think it probably would have made a little bit of sense for them to kind of call a few timeouts there, just at least one to kind of calm down the defense when they were getting a little overwhelmed on that last touchdown from Seattle. But other than that, I mean, hey, we got the win, and it looks great. Only that last few minute and a half was a little ugly. But go Panthers. Keep pounding. Take care, everyone.
This game, this night would have been so complete. We would have just kept DK and Gino under the number that we kept them all night. I was about to turn $10 into $100. I had all the bets right, all of them. Next call. I think if I can get my phone, frozen phone. Oh, went into a different mode. Hold on.
What's up, Panthers Nation? Got a fucking W, man. It's your boy. It's Cookie Mouse. I haven't called in a while, man. Still been listening to y'all. Y'all still doing your thing. What a great fucking win. Finally, get the fucking monkey off our back and getting the fucking W on the road. Thank goodness. First one since last fucking year. Really showing our identity, running the ball and everything. Looked great. Sam Darnold did what he needed to do. He managed the game, did solid and everything. There was a couple bonehead plays and everything where he could have, scrambled and everything, made it a little bit easier than it had to be and everything. But overall, can't complain and everything. Defense showed up. Frankie Louis balled the fuck out and everything. Secondary and everything overall. Did what you need to do. Gino was doing his thing, man. You can't be mad at him. You know what I mean? Want to see the dude succeed and everything, but, of course, not to our expense. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we'll be at the game next weekend. if anybody's going out, man, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, man. I'd love to be able to meet some of y'all people, man, including some of the C3 guys. You guys are fucking awesome doing your thing. Let's make sure we protect the fucking bank. Everybody show the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, bro.
And let's go get this fucking W. All right, man. Y'all keep pounding.
Man, we need to assemble like security guards at the vault. Protect the bank.
Yeah.
Protect the bank. It would be nice. This is who we got at home next?
Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Steelers.
Ooh, winnable game.
Very winnable.
Big time. They lost today, right?
They lost
were losing
to the
last time I
backup.
checked.
They lost. Lamar wasn't playing, so they lost to the backup.
And then Trubisky came in because Pickett got
concussion. Yep.
No, this was a pivot. This is a pivot point for the Panthers this year. I knew, as I've been trying to kind of hold back a little bit.
Oh, whoops.
I've been trying to hold back in my excitement and that saying like, but the fact that the Bucs lost today and that we won on the road, we're in it, baby. We're in it. We're sniffing around, as they say. We're in the hunt.
My bad. I didn't kick you out there.
Hey, I want to play something real quick. This is Steve Wilks in the locker room after the game.
Oh, beautiful. I was waiting for this video.
Talking to his team.
All right. This group of men right here in this locker room. Hell of a job today. Okay. We talked about this all week. Playoff environment. Coming to Seattle, 12th man, and having a playoff mentality. Okay. Everything we do starts where? Up front, controlling the line of scrimmage. And we controlled it on the offensive side of the ball for 224 yards. We said it didn't matter whether the running backs played or not. We had to stop their run. Their run game.
Telling you, man, this guy's legit.
Teams, all right, turning into great football teams when they know how to finish. And that's what we did today. Another thing that we talk about, all right, protect the ball. All right, protect the ball. No turnovers today, and we had 2 takeaways on the defense.
Yeah.
Long flight back, okay? Victory Monday. Listen to me. Listen to me. With the understanding, we're coming in on Wednesday to work, okay? And the one thing that we have established right now, we protect the bank. We don't lose at home. We protect the bank. All right, you understand that? So come back in on Wednesday, lock in and focus.
Protect the
okay?
bank. That's
Family
the next
on
shirt
3.
right there.
Family on 3. Get in tight. 1, 2, 3.
He got the job.
That's our coach.
He got the job.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Hey, I've been saying it.
Do you remember when he was named interim coach?
Yes.
And we came up here. I don't know if we had a special show or whatever, but I said this is just the poise and the command of him. Like, it just feels right. Wow. And look, as I don't want to be like, I don't want to overly be like a guy who's like a rear view mirror only when it comes to Matt Rule. But now, I mean, clearly looking in the rearview mirror, I saw somebody put this out from the Nebraska camp. They're enamored with him right now. The Nebraska people are going nuts over Matt Rule. And this guy said from day one, he said everything right. And I was like, a sucker's born every day, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say bitch, but I said every day. And I was a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Just because you say there is something with Wilkes that commands the room.
He's the guy you want to follow.
It commands. It's not like too many words. It's coach speak, but it's not coach speak. I believe him. I believe in him. He's got a poise to him that is authentic. And it turns out Matt Rule's problem was he was a fraud.
Yeah.
He was inauthentic. And maybe that works with 19-year-olds that you can fool with their parents and all of this. I believe in, I just think it's going to be incredibly hard for us to be on this podcast in 6 months or whatever. How many months we got? till we're going to make the coach decision. Oh, not even 2 months. When's the decision going to be made? February?
I mean, they could honestly, they could make it at any point in time. They can make that announcement like tomorrow.
No, I think they have to have interviews.
I don't think so.
I think they have to.
I don't.
But what I'm saying is this: is that I'm at the point. This is that I was lobbying for Steve Wilks already. He was doing a lot of the right things. He got the team going. He got them clicking. I'm to the point right now where I just feel like it's going to be incredibly hard, if not impossible, to make a case for somebody else to be better qualified for this moment. Like it would take a Bill Parcells type, like an Andy Reid, like some incredibly giant name for me to go, we overlooked a guy who did everything right.
Yeah.
Every single thing right.
The funny thing about it, Tony, is for me, it's not even a matter of there has to be somebody like really big to knock him out. I want Steve Wilks to be the coach. That's the biggest thing for me. It's not only that I think he can do it and I think he can do it well. I want this guy to be coach. He motivates me as a fan. Like, even if there was somebody, even if Sean Payton or Jim Harbaugh or somebody like that came up, I want this guy. I've decided who I wanted. Like, this is my guy. It's not a matter of somebody better coming along. This is who I want. And it's who I think the players want. It's a big deal.
Absolutely, man. And I've said this earlier, too. What other man is going to take this team that was floundering, lower than it's been in more than a decade, and turn this team around and get them to be in contention, to be competing for a potential home game in the playoffs? What are we talking about, man? Steve Wilks has absolutely earned this job. Yeah. And look, I called my shots earlier. For a while, I've been saying Steve Wilks is the guy. And I'm saying this, man. Matt Corral's the guy too, baby. Oh, y'all better jump on my fucking train, bro. We going, we rolling. All we gotta do is finish out this year, and then Steve Wilks and Matt Corral. That's our future, baby. That's a wrap. We're going to the bowl.
But the part, and I think we need to address it real quick. Like, I know we're saying take the interim head coaching tag off. We just don't. We cannot, with the rules in the NFL, cannot do that right now. We just can't. It's impossible.
Do we actually know that since he is a minority?
Yeah, you have to. You have to
literally a minority.
You have to interview two external. Yeah, you have to interview two external candidates of minority from a minority group.
But doesn't that right there prove how pointless sometimes this rule is?
Oh yeah, because it's a rule that,
I mean, it's kind of like necessary but unnecessary. Like, it doesn't.
It's not
really
necessary.
change.
There's no reason. We're going to hire a minority head coach. There's no reason to have to go through the whole red tape.
Well, the other part
interviewing others for the sake of a quota.
The other part of it is like it is just a quota in a lot of people's minds. Even people from the diverse background have criticisms for the rule because it is just a checkbox, right? It doesn't. They could already have their guy in mind that they want to hire, but because of a rule, they're having to bring a guy and waste his time for no reason other than just to be able to check that box off. That part is the part where I agree. I think it is a pointless rule. They need to find some other way of being able to implement this stuff. And quite honestly, it's about personal accountability with these owners and this, and a lot of these head coaches. The thing you got to keep in mind, these head coaches have to be willing to give guys a chance from an assist to give them the assistant head coaching role, to give them the defensive coordinator role, things like that, because that's what's going to get these guys the head coaching job.
Yeah. The purpose of the rule is completely legit, but the actual rule itself is a joke.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Let's go to the next call.
Let's do it.
Did we hear this one?
Hey, C3 family, this is Panther Willie, Panther fan 2222 from Greensboro, North Carolina, checking in.
What's up?
From the Seahawks game, leaving the stadium right now. Man, talk about an electrifying experience.
Went to the
I thought we were going to let them come back and win that game, but defense stood up and held them tight. Like, what a great, awesome environment. Maybe this is the start of turning our game around, turning our season around, and getting some more wins and making a run for the playoffs.
Bro.
All my C3 family. And all the new listeners, like, subscribe, and keep motherfucking pounding.
Holy
See
shit.
y'all out.
What?
Panthers fan, what do you say? Panthers fan 2222.
Yep, from Greensboro.
On the game and the road.
Yeah.
Look, you DM me on Twitter at cat_chronicles, or you send me an email at carolinacatchronicles.com. You need a badge of honor for what you did today.
I agree.
I got a Panther badge for you right here.
Nice.
I'm giving you. Just send me your address. Hook up.
Hold
with
it
me.
up, Tony.
Yeah, hold it up again,
Hold
Tony.
it up.
Yeah.
Badge of honor, bro. This is one of the great things that Tony does when he drinks too many beers on the podcast. Afterwards, I'm like, oh, let me buy shit on eBay to give away to people. Here is one of them.
Yep.
Look at this. This is even more wild. Look at this one. I got this one.
Yeah, the old school.
I love
Yo,
that.
I don't even know if
fire,
it's
boy.
old school. I just
that.
feel like it's like Sam Darnold drew it.
That's fire.
I love it,
like
man. It
that
looks
shit.
good. Yeah.
So I got 3 of these to give away. This is the first one I'm giving away to that caller on the road, bro. On the road, going to the game. I love you. Love that you are listening to the podcast. Safe travels home to wherever you are going. Next call.
Also, shout out Cody, man. It's JJ again. Sorry for calling the second time real quick. But he was 1,000% right about Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold being way better in every which way than him.
Yeah,
he was
because
right about the
119 yards and a
run scheme
touchdown
and how
is way
this
better.
This is
team
the
need to
guy that hates
operate.
Cody, too.
And you know what, man? He was right about J.C. Horn, who is a dog, certified top 5 corner, in my opinion. That's that bias coming right out. But you know what? He should have had 2 picks today. Yeah, he sealed the game on the onside kick. We're 1 game out of the division lead. Let's get this money. Come on.
I love this. I love how people stick with the podcast, even when, look.
It's a good time to fly this.
Here, who's better? Cody, hit me up with the full screen real quick. Was that Sam Darnold's joint?
That's Sam Darnold's sigil right there. Yeah, that's the flag he's
I
flying.
don't know what this is. Like, I never have seen this in my life. I almost feel like somebody just made it up.
Maybe.
It kind of feels like one of those things you'd get for like back in the day when you would trade in like Budweiser tabs or something like that.
I feel like this is like literally like one of the best. This is like an error card in baseball cards back in the day.
Hey.
I love it. And you know what? I paid more than you should, like $8 for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to pay $8 for something that's like $1.50 purchase on eBay. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call. My daughter wants to talk to me as we listen.
Hey, Panther Nation. It's Jedi Joy. Yeah, I have to say, like, I've been on, we should probably hire Wilkes, like, kind of on the bandwagon. But now I think I'm driving the fucking bus because Wilkes had this team
I've been driving for weeks, buddy.
And ready, and I don't think I've seen that, like, definitely didn't see it in the Matt Rule era. I don't even think we saw it in the Ron Rivera era. Like, we are notorious for being bad coming off of buys. And this team it looked like they had 2 weeks to prepare for this team. And, I mean, that has to come from up top, I believe, with Steve Wilks. So, yeah, let's get this guy signed up and let's make this push for the playoffs. If we win out, we are in the playoffs. That's the wild shit. Like,
you don't have to
keep winning games, and we're in the playoffs playing the Cowboys. And we know how they like to choke in the playoffs. So keep pounding. Thanks for having me.
Look, I love this call. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, are y'all believing now? I mean, not only y'all here on this show, but to those of y'all in the chat, look how far we've come. Look how far we've come.
Do you believe we can be successful this year? I think is what believing.
I think we are successful right now, and compared to what I thought we were going to be.
3 out of the last 4 games.
So then, yes. Yeah.
So, like, we could end the season right now, and I believe.
You can take away that Baker game against Baltimore, and you would have put Sam Darnold in for that one. I think we would have won that one.
But why? But hold on, real quick. Let me ask this, because the last caller mentioned this too, about how much better Sam Darnold's been than Baker Mayfield. Why do you think that if Sam Darnold was in there, he would have won that? Listen, Sam Darnold the last 2 games, 164 yards against the Broncos, 1 touchdown. 120 yards against the Seahawks, 1 touchdown. Why do we think that he was going to be so much better than Baker Mayfield? That's Baker Mayfield numbers.
How many interceptions did Sam Darnold have over the past 2 games?
Over the past 2 games, I think he had 4 for the whole year over 3 games.
Sam Darnold, this today. In the
Sam
past
Darnold,
2 games,
2. Okay, 0.
Okay.
0.
Did he have
Okay, so you're cherry picking one stat.
No,
you said
it's relevant. It's relevant.
No.
Greg, hold on. Let me ask you the next question to kind of circle this all around to my point. So that game that I'm referencing, which is the Baltimore Ravens game, how many interceptions to touchdowns did Baker Mayfield have?
He threw 1 interception at the beginning of the game. The second interception was a tip pass.
Was it an interception? Because otherwise you're cherry picking the stats.
Okay, you're right. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, so if we're going to do that, then let me go ahead and put in the stats that Sam Darnold had with the offensive line and the running game that Baker Mayfield never had. Do you want to give Baker Mayfield 150 rushing yards?
Baker had this exact same offensive line against the
okay,
Ravens.
Offensive line, a running game. If you give Baker Mayfield 150 rushing yards and a touchdown in the running game, do you think
the week before they couldn't get the rushing game going because Baker couldn't do anything when he was called upon?
So Baker was the reason the rushing game was bad. Is that what you're saying?
It's part of the reason because they had to abandon the way.
Okay.
Hey, Greg,
okay.
go back and look at how many times
they rushed. The ball is the reason the rushing game is bad. Okay.
How many times did they actually rush the ball in that game? It was
that's not Baker's fault. He's not calling the plays.
Hold on, it's important because when you think about them being in 3rd and long situations. Well, today, Sam Darnold was able to convert many of those. Baker Mayfield didn't do a single one in that game. It's an important thing. It's an important thing to look at. Like, you can look at the stats all day, Greg, and I promise you're going to find exactly what you're looking for with any stat you want to bring up. Each one of us can do the exact same thing. Stats do lie. And in fact, they are quite deceptive in most cases. And what you're trying to sell me on Baker Mayfield is deceptive.
Okay. I mean, like I said, Baker Mayfield has the exact same stats except for maybe 2 interceptions added to this. The exact same thing minus 150 rushing yards. Okay. So all I'm saying is Sam Darnold played well, and I don't want to take away from him. He has not played marginally better than Baker Mayfield did.
What's his passer rating been in the past 2 games?
85 today and 103.8.
Okay. When has Baker Mayfield exceeded those numbers?
What goes into passer rating?
Interceptions and incompletions
in the 4th quarter. In the Rams,
looking at a 58% completion with Darnold and a 57.9% completion, which is right there where Baker Mayfield was at. I'm looking at 120 yards and 164 yards, which is right there where Baker Mayfield's at.
So
you're telling me that the 2 interceptions
stop it,
drop
Greg.
it from 100
stop
to
it.
50.
First of all, I lay on. I'm on CK's side on this.
Huh?
Second is like I understand that statistics and analytics are important. I understand that look, as soon as I started this podcast, I told everybody I wasn't a football expert. I'm not a football expert. I'm an expert football fan. But one thing that is real is the fucking eye test.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I've just watched, like I can just watch things and just tell you. And I would say this, I'm not trying to, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Well, I know what you're trying to say, Greg, is that Sam Darnold hasn't been so much significantly better than Baker. But here's the thing that matters is that Sam Darnold has put us in positions in the last 2 games to win. And Baker didn't. And so you can put up the yards, you can put up this or that, you can put up all these different things. And I'm not even an anti-Baker dude overall. He just stunk in Carolina. Like stunk beyond, he made like Taylor Heineke look good.
To a certain extent, yes. But so with that being said, what you're saying is Sam Darnold puts us in a position to win. Did Baker not put us in a position to win the first 2 games?
Not at all. None.
No,
0.
He didn't. He didn't score. He didn't score 144.
Baker is
144 yards and a touchdown in the first game to have a game-winning drive that was taken away by 2 bad calls. He didn't have a game-winning drive against the Giants that was taken away by a 60-yard field.
Cody right here.
No. Check this out.
Baker put us in position to win those games.
No. I gotta say this, Greg. You're doing the same thing
That you do.
to Baker Mayfield like you're trying to do to Trevor Lawrence. Oh, like all the games that he didn't win, like that has nothing to do with him. Okay,
That's
well
not
you
true.
can't
That's not
have.
what I'm saying.
No, you
No, that's not
cannot
what I'm
have it
saying.
both ways. Baker Mayfield
That's
is
not what
not
I'm
a
saying.
winner.
Bruh.
He was never a winner
No,
for the
no.
Carolina Panthers,
You're-
and
you're-
Baker Mayfield has to own that
Of
stat.
course.
You're mistaking me saying
Cody
Baker
about
Mayfield is a
came in
world beater.
here.
I'm not
CK.
saying Baker Mayfield is a world beater. I'm saying he's not very much better than Sam Darnold, and the stats show that. He's put up the same stats as Sam Darnold has. He just hasn't had the same game offense to play behind him.
But no
Period.
W's.
He
But
is
no
the
W's.
It's not his
offense.
fault, dude. He put
Yes,
them in
it
position to win
is.
in the first
Bruh.
and second game.
All of those W's that he failed to get, there's always some excuse for Baker Mayfield. He was less clutch than Sam Darnold
CK.
and PJ Walker.
Okay, you're right.
It's inevitable.
Cody,
You're right.
Cody came in here about to win this battle. I was about to be all on Cody's side, and then he had to go to sucking Trevor D's titty. You didn't suck
No,
his
because
dick, you sucked
Greg
his
wants to
titty.
be like, oh, he
Nah,
doesn't live
you
up
sucked
to
his
the hype.
titty.
No,
the Jaguars
once
lose
again,
and
you're
lose.
God, you didn't have to. I
you're
was all on your
mistaken
side
saying-
until
It's
you
the
went.
same thing
Next
with
call.
Baker.
252
Everybody
228
here is mistakenly
Bruh.
saying that Baker Mayfield is not. I'm not saying
I'm
he's a
on mute,
world
dog.
beater. I'm saying he's not
No.
much worse than Sam Darnold. So don't take it as I think he's a world beater. You're saying Trevor Lawrence is a world beater, and he's putting up the same numbers as Sam Darnold. And Baker
Better
Mayfield.
than Baker Mayfield.
That's the difference.
Go write a blog
That's
about
the
it.
difference. Yeah.
Browner played well. These guys played hard.
Go write a blog about it, Greg.
Where do you get some of these
I should,
drops
you're right.
that I've never heard?
If you inject Cam Newton into this running game,
Oh my God.
we're going to the Super Bowl.
Bruh.
Cam Newton's legs alone would make him easily the best quarterback
Go
on
write a
this
blog
roster,
about it.
Go write a
just
blog
based
about
on
it.
his legs alone. And then from a throwing perspective, do we think Cam can be a better thrower of the football than Darnold? Yes. Walker? Yes.
Oh my god, LMAO.
So it's pretty clear what's going to happen. As I said before, we're going to go on a run.
My man went to
Cam is
Cam
going to
Newton.
look at Steve Wilks, what he's doing here. He's going to say, oh, there's a chance to win the division. That's the perfect time for me to sign. Cam's going to sign with the Panthers.
Oh God.
By the Tampa Bay
Brian
game.
Burns,
They'll probably likely be
10-year
starting the Tampa Bay
contract.
game.
Cam Newton, 5-year
Why?
contract.
Why
We're
would you-
going.
And then
If we-
we're going to go on a run all the way to Arizona because today was the first road game we won since Cam's return back in Arizona. When Cam said, I'm back.
Nope.
And the Super Bowl, where's that this year? It's in Arizona. And the state bird of the North Carolina
Oh my God.
is the Cardinal. It's the Cardinal Stadium.
Greg, this is
Cam
your
won the
call.
national championship.
Hey,
in
actually,
Arizona.
Cam has played
At
well in,
Auburn.
in Arizona. That is
Then
true.
he
played
made
well in
his
Arizona.
NFL debut in that same stadium.
Yep.
And then he also returned November 14th, 2021, our last road game
Yes.
last road win. And
All right.
that's
Thank
what
you.
exactly.
Thank you. No, it's a good call. I like that, but wherever Cam. Cody, you asked me, where do I get these drops, bro? I've been on this podcast for 10 years, homie. Like I caught Nick Saban saying this one time, and I just recorded it off the internet. This is what he said.
Go write a blog about
No, it was Sean Payton. This is Sean Payton. This is a funny one, though, because when you write blogs, like I did for a long time, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, I tried to start more as a website than the podcast originally. We've morphed and changed, but
Go write a blog about it. Browner played well. These guys played hard. Go write a blog about it.
Good. It's a good bit. Like I got a couple of good bits. I got more on the computer. I just died. I got to pull the hard drive out of it. Got a lot of good ones. The best one of my favorite drops, and it was our intro for the 2016 show. Like where I did the music. And I just used to piece all this shit. Like you guys got to remember, I started this podcast when people didn't know how to stream on the internet, including me. Like I didn't know what I was doing. Like if you go back and look at my first videos, which I did with my buddy, who I just he's been a friend of mine for the last 3 years, and he's been starting to he's not a Panther fan. And he was like, show me your first vid. And I showed him these videos, and they are so Actually, they make me feel embarrassed about what I do even now. Like I shouldn't even be doing this. Like I feel dumb like that. I thought anyway, in 2013, no one knew what you were really trying to do in live streaming. You know, now companies stream, TV shows stream, everybody streams. It was the fringe in 2013 of people trying to stream live and do stuff like that. And so you're trying to figure out who you are, what you are. But one of my favorite bits because I've made everything. I built the podcast, I built the website by myself, built the podcast, every single thing I figured out how to do on my own. And my goal was to do it for no money. That was my old goal. And it turns out that was a silly goal. Dave Gettleman, who fell from fame. But in 2016, he was a god. You know, after the 2015 Super Bowl run, all of that, he was a guy. Everybody thought he was the fucking man.
We were saying Gettle magic. Remember that term?
I said I had him Gettleman for president and shit.
Gettle magic, baby.
Yeah. He had this thing. It's the best sound clip. It was after the Super Bowl. It was his press conference after the Super Bowl, and he was praising the team and Cam Newton. And he said, I want players who crawl into the locker room and are crying as they pull off their shoulder pads and like are hurt. And like he had this, it was so poetic and awesome. So yeah, Cody, that's where I got it from. I've been building a library for fucking 10 years. The number is 252-228-5098.